Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of Under the Radar Season 3. Today we'll be talking about Jonathan Kuminga. How did he become such a monster in the Summer League? How did he actually become an NBA lottery pick? And how is he now playing with the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry? Let's rewind the clock. Let's tell you about his high school career. As a freshman, Jonathan Kuminga played basketball for Huntington Prep in Huntington, West Virginia. For his sophomore season, he transferred to Our Savior New American School in Center Reach, New York, and averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. In January 2019, Jonathan Kuminga was selected the MVP of the Slam Dunk to the Beach Showcase after scoring 40 points in a single game record at the event in the loss to Gonzaga College High School. He earned Max Prep's National Sophomore of the Year honors after the season. He averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game for the New York Rens at the Nike EYBL camp, facing many players that are older than him. He scored 43 points, shooting 7 from 11 from the three-point line against the Texas Titans, which had top recruits like Cade Cunningham and Greg Brown. For his junior season in high school, Jonathan Kuminga transferred to the St. Patrick's School in the Hillside, New Jersey, which actually made him a very popular high school player, most especially him teaming up with Noah Farrakhan. On the 23rd of December 2019, he made his season debut, scoring 20 points in a win over Rosalie Catholic High School after having been ruled ineligible for 30 days by the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association due to transfer rules. On the 3rd of January 2020, sadly, Jonathan Kuminga suffered an ankle sprain which sidelined him for a month. As a junior in high school, he averaged 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in the game, along with his amazing mate Noah Farrakhan. As a high school sophomore, Jonathan Kuminga emerged as one of the best recruits in the class of 2021, with most recruiting services ranking him the number 1 in his class by the time he was a junior. On July 15, 2020, he reclassified in the 2020 class and announced that he would like to bypass college basketball and join the new program made by the NBA G League called the NBA G League Ignite over offers from Texas Tech, Auburn, Duke, and Kentucky, and among other college programs. At the end of his high school career, he was a consensus 5-star recruit in ESPN and 24/7 Sports, and arguably the best small forward in the class of 2020. And he was considerably the 3rd best player by his class according to Rivals.com and the 4th best player according to 24/7 Sports and ESPN after reclassifying. Honestly, the experience of Jonathan Kuminga in the NBA G League Ignite was also good and bad. Bad if he wanted major publicity and to potentially accelerate and increase his draft stock, because going into the G League Ignite program back in February, Kuminga was actually projected to be a top 10 pick, but he performed pretty well in the bubble to the point where he was able to make his case for top 5. And honestly, he is a top 5 pick in my eyes. Like, these are my 5. Of course, Cade's on top with number 1. You have my guy Evan Mobley on number 2, Jalen Green at number 3, Suggs at 4, and then Kuminga at 5. That's what I saw then. And also, he was actually really good in the G League. I mean, the G League's a really good place now. I mean, he had to take that risk in, joining a brand new program like Ignite. I mean, this is the only time that the G League actually stepped in to have an alternative to going into the NBA. Aside from college, of course, Australia, some people are in China, some people are in Europe. And I think this is a good way to develop high school players, and they'll make them hone their athleticism and their skills, and to place them in an NBA type of environment, and to place them against very hungry professional basketball players. I mean, the G League is the most hungriest basketball league in the world. I mean, you're inches away of getting your shot in the NBA. Many people have tried, many people have failed, but at this point, many people have tried, many people have made it, and they're staying there. Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, Chris Middleton became an all-star. Siakam, all-star. So the possibilities are basically endless. And Kuminga was really just averaging really good numbers with 15 points per game. I mean, you're not supposed to expect Jonathan Kuminga to score a lot of points. He's primarily the starting four of the group. I mean, he was feeding off rebounds with Brandon Ashley, Davon Hall, two very experienced big men in pushing people around with a rock. I mean, he was supposed to create relief for Jalen Green, since Jalen Green was the main scorer of Ignite besides Jared Jack. But honestly, Kuminga was on from the start, like on fire. Like, I remember that he debuted double-digit points, so I really think that Kuminga did well. He needs to improve his three-point shooting. That's all he needs to improve. But I get it why scouts actually compared him to Jaylen Brown, because not only the length is similar, the height is similar with their wingspans. I know Jaylen Brown nearly has a 7-foot wingspan. Also, Kuminga nearly has a 7-foot wingspan. What makes this even more amazing is both of them were coming out of college in Ignite as a pretty good prospect, not only grabbing a lot of rebounds. I remember Jaylen Brown averaged 5 rebounds since he was the primary 3 and 4 coming off of University of California. And I remember for Kuminga, he averaged 7 rebounds per game. So you could really tell the energy that he placed into the floor. And most of his points were second chance points and really just dunks in the lane and mainly baskets inside the paint. I mean, he is a 4. He has to show his strength. He has to show the pure muscle mass and the grinding that he needs to do in the gym. But honestly, this guy has really good potentials. Not only that he has the height for it, he has the length for it, he has the speed for it too, and he has the defensive potential, cleaning offensive attempts off the board. I've seen this guy. I think he blocked Devon Reed. Devon Reed is actually one of the best G League big men, and the fact that you were able to block a guy that's 6'9", 2 inches taller than you, and proclaimed as one of the best players in the G League. So if you block a guy like that, you have to be really, really good. Now honestly, he needs to improve his shooting consistency. Both him and Jaylen Brown were under 30% from deep. Even though it's not his job, I think the NBA and the Golden State Warriors, since they're a 3-and-D involved team, I think they'll really appreciate him developing his shot. I remember Kuminga averaged 24.6% from 3, which is not very good numbers for a 4, but don't worry, Jaylen Brown had, I think, a 28% from 3, and 1 out of 4 attempts from 3, same as Kuminga. Kuminga would have 5 attempts from 3 and only made 1 of them, and his free throw numbers isn't that great either. Scouts expected him to at least average maybe 70% from the line, but sadly he only averaged 62.5% from the line. So honestly, his whole entire run in the G League was pretty solid. It was pretty good. It was just so sad that it was cut short because of his injury against the Agua Caliente Clippers, and that really affected the title hopes of Ignite, because they were feeding most of their offensive baskets with their 2 lottery picks and Jonathan Kuminga and Jalen Green. So as soon as Kuminga got injured, they had to replace him with Isaiah Todd. Isaiah Todd's a terrific potential player, but I do not think that they're gonna give Isaiah Todd a lot of minutes in the Washington Wizards, because they have Kyle Kuzma there. So why you gotta use your rookie a little bit? I can definitely see Todd playing at least 10 minutes per game, like off the bench. But back to Kuminga. Honestly, the Warriors picking him at 7th was also a good pick for the Warriors. I mean, they need more scoring capabilities at the big man position. Their team is looking a little bit short. They have Kevon Looney as their starting center, and pretty much that's it. They have Wiseman, but they can't really depend on him much yet for his offensive production going into his sophomore year. So at least Kuminga can help Andrew Wiggins and Juan Toscano Anderson under the defensive end and not only develop on the offensive end. And I'm sure Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala, and the return of Klay Thompson is really going to influence the shooting consistency and the shooting process and the technique of Jonathan Kuminga. So I think this is a really, really good pickup by the Warriors, and I see him as either a starting four or right off the bench from Draymond. I mean, I love Draymond. Draymond's the heart of the team. Draymond's a really cool guy to have in the team. But he isn't known as a offensive contributor. I mean, the guy can rebound, the guy can hustle, the guy has the energy, he can pass it around, he knows how to use perimeter play and perimeter defense, going off screens, cutting people off screens. But I think if the Warriors bet on a good chance with Kuminga and Moody, honestly, the future's in good hands. Because you already have Steph, who is literally going to anchor the franchise to the playoffs, potentially. And if you have a really good developed young core in Kuminga and Moses Moody, honestly, you guys are actually gonna like slap together, like completely just glue yourselves together. So I honestly see with Jonathan Kuminga, I hope he doesn't get injured a little bit too early this season. I potentially see the Warriors like at least peak wise, probably the fourth best team in the West. Highest, I could probably see them as third. In terms of playoff expectations, I think they're gonna make the playoffs. There's no way they're not gonna make the playoffs unless he got injured by like my beloved Lakers. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel about this Golden State move by Kuminga? Honestly, it was a really good move by Golden State, trying to expand their defense and also trying to utilize the small ball. So, if you ladies and gentlemen love today's video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you all next week.